What's going on, guys? Aaron here. So the price of Bitcoin was rallying really high until Trump decided to nuke the price. Okay, maybe that was a bad joke. I also want to talk about this. Essentially, we have about possibly 100 days until the end of the cycle. That would align with the last two cycles. I want to go over this chart a lot. The first thing, as you guys probably know, Trump essentially said everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran, and the price of crypto naturally, or the price of Bitcoin, decided to tank. So earlier today or yesterday, we were at around 109,000, and then it quickly dropped to around 104 or 105 in a matter of like an hour or two, based on that tweet or whatever the heck he calls things on Truth Social. So that's how volatile the markets can still be, right? Taking a look at the day, we can still see most altcoins are up for the day, which is great. For the week, we can see most of them are down. For the year, though, it's kind of, half and half. For the hour, a lot of things have come back up after Trump's truth, or whatever the heck he calls that. So what I want to talk about is this. This is a chart showing the Bitcoin market cycle bottom ROI. So the very, very bottom of each market cycle, each 4-year cycle, how long it takes to reach the peak. So in the orange, this is going to be the market cycle that ended at the end of 2017. In the green, this is going to end the end of 2021, right? And here we are in the purple magenta line. Now, what I want you to realize or to notice is that both of these market cycles, essentially Bitcoin hit its peak price around the same time. So I'm going to zoom in right to these little levels right here. We can see the cycle in green that ended in 2021. It peaked at around 1,059 days, and the cycle before that, 1,067 days. Right now, for the cycle we are currently on, we are on day 951. So more or less 100 days. Let's just call that 3 to 4 months to be safe. So 3 to 4 months, historically, Bitcoin has peaked. So possibly mid-September to mid-October would historically be when Bitcoin has peaked based on everything that happened over the last two cycles. But then you get charts like this. Now, I did not create this chart, but it's essentially showing that this could be the Saylor cycle, or essentially the end of the 4-year cycles. Okay, so the whole end of the 4-year cycle argument. Cycles are dead. The 10+ year Bitcoin gold rush, corporate Bitcoin treasuries, strategic Bitcoin reserves, Bitcoin is the global reserve asset, and yada, yada, yada. The price of Bitcoin goes higher up to $1 million, okay? Now, this could happen, okay? This could happen, but I just want to remind you guys of this tweet. So many of you guys don't know who Willy Woo is. He was really big back in 2020, 2021, just as an analyst. I'm not saying he's not a smart guy, but I think he really was more popular 3, 4, 5 years ago. So he put this tweet out October of 2021, okay? And this was, a month or two before the peak of Bitcoin's price, right? October 2021. And he was saying the last cycle. What will be this bull cycle top? In my opinion, there is no top. In the past, we had a predictable walk of demand supply governed by a simple 4-year halving. Now, unpredictable walk of supply demand from a complex ecosystem until we hit saturation. So, long story short, we had very intelligent people saying back in 2021 that we were heading into a super cycle, that we were not going to come down. Little did we know we would be dropping down pretty darn far from $69 down to $15,000, which was a huge, huge bear market we saw, which a lot of you guys were involved in. So don't get your hopes up. You just never know what's going to happen. This could totally play out. This could absolutely play out, especially taking a look right here. Michael Saylor buying $1 billion of Bitcoin, which is insane. 10,100 Bitcoin. And then we have MetaPlanet making insane moves. Taking a look at the chart right here. Definitely should have purchased MetaPlanet a few months ago. It was around $300. Now it's $1,900. And they are climbing the ranks of how much Bitcoin that they hold. This is a Japanese company. You can see they are right here. They have around 10,000 Bitcoin. MicroStrategy has 582 or so thousand Bitcoin. I'm not sure if this includes the latest purchase of $1 billion of Bitcoin. Nonetheless, they have a lot of Bitcoin. So could this be the end of the 4-year cycle? Possibly. You just never know. On my X account, Tom Lee, who always posts these really extreme Price predictions, 150 to 250K this year, 1.2 million to 3 million long-term or higher. And here, just a reminder that institutional wealth advisors, right? The wealth advisors that work for JP Morgan and others, they still can't freely recommend Bitcoin or even Bitcoin ETFs to their clients, I don't think. So when these people begin to recommend Bitcoin, especially their own ETF, to their client base, that'll really, really drive Bitcoin adoption higher. And that'll push the price of Bitcoin up. But again, going back to what Trump is doing, and who knows what's going to happen if there is going to be some escalation. I sure hope not, but if there is, I mean, that could totally have a short-term, if not medium-term effect on the market. And if you want to trade futures, you want to take some leverage, you want to play with spot trading even as well, you can go ahead and do so on BTCC, where they're offering a 10% bonus deposit up to $10,055 per user. Check it out. You can use my link below, and make sure to check out the privacy policy and user agreement just so you know exactly how the bonus works and how the platform works. So guys, that's it for the video. Just wanted to make this for you guys. So we'll see what happens. I am really, really praying, my gosh, that things do not escalate in the Middle East. I know this has been going on for a long time, but when there are bombs being dropped and civilians are dying, I hate it. I think it's so freaking horrible, okay? So I'm hoping, just for the humanitarian in me and the empath in me, that things don't escalate. What this will do to crypto short term, it's anyone's guess. Things can be very, very volatile. Trump puts out a tweet and the market, or the Bitcoin market, drops $3,000 or $4,000 immediately, you know? So if something actually happens, could we see a pullback to the mid-90s? Totally. Could the super cycle happen and we just don't see a price below 100 again? Unlikely, but possible. So for myself, I like to be mentally ready for every outcome. So if you're playing with leverage, be smart. Don't take super high leverage on things. Be just very intelligent with that. And if you're not touching leverage, that's fine too. Just buy spot and hold. And we will see what happens in the future, guys. I'll talk about more altcoins in another video. I want to end this one here. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.